It's a bit of funny byproduct of our upside down world that we call reality, that which is always changing. And fiction or fantasy or beliefs in God or I don't know, which actually is really unchanging in the East. Reality is called reality because it never changes. If it is bound to change, it cannot be real, because when it can come and go, how could it have been real in the first place, so to speak? This is not so important, but we can just see how much we have invested of our happiness, our security, our stability in that which can never promise, never bring about this happiness, this stability, this security in our lives, our whole societies, our whole foundation of our living together, of our relating, of our working, of creating, all is based on a reality that is just an appearance. That at any time in our experience, at any time, this apparent reality of things, of experiences, of energies, of thoughts, of feelings, all of that intuitively, of course, because we have never lost our knowing, our consciousness. Deep down, we all know that we cannot build our lives, our societies on this ever-changing, fleeting phenomena. And as more we move away from this intuitive understanding that we all carry deep down in our hearts, as more we see society and our own lives being governed by fear and desire, the two sides of the coin, of the same coin, of this illusion. To try to make the dependent independent, or the discontinuous continuous, by continuously trying to create this continuity by desiring, by wanting, by needing, never really fully relaxing The separate self, what we call the separate self, the ego, it can never really fully relax. Poor thing. Always fears its own distinction any moment. We maybe notice that sometimes when we have a conversation with the, what do we call it, 3D world. Does that still exist, the 3D and 5D distinction? If we have a conversation with someone who is deeply rooted, which means deeply unstable, deeply unrooted, deeply rooted in the illusory belief to be a separate self, a second or, oh my God, 5 seconds of silence might be very threatening. We have to fill the gap. We have to keep creating, keep talking, keep thinking, keep doing something. Always something, something must be going on. For this illusory self and this illusory stability of a world based on this illusion, we need problems. Is how are we gonna keep being busy with ourselves and the world if we don't have problems? It's unthinkable, literally unthinkable to the illusory self to have no problems. We really have to see that clearly. Because if we don't, then we will keep having them, keep needing them. Of course, as we all experience now, and as we know from our general life experience, the journey of the avatar is always a bit of a roller coaster ride. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, sometimes things are great, sometimes things are not so great. Sometimes we are healthy and sometimes maybe not so healthy. And all of that, of course, as we always address, is part of the human experience. But nevertheless, the general direction through understanding, through satsang, through implementing the understanding and living it in our lives, the general direction should reflect back to us the world as a friendly place. The experience of our body, of our mind, and of our world, our version of the world in our screen that is appearing to us. That which is truly coming to us, which is truly so to speak, part of our inner and outer experience that really comes to our screen, not the screen of the news or the screen of, I don't know, Insta, or Twitter. That might all look like a terrific mess, and it probably does look like a terrific mess in many ways these days. But our own version, our inner experience, meaning through understanding, living from acceptance or surrender to qualities, so to speak, of this unchanging ground of ourselves, allow us not only to be equanimous with ourselves and the world, but also, as we've seen many times, will actually change our ways of thinking, our ways of feeling, our ways of acting. It's very difficult sometimes to see then when we are caught in some old separate pattern that this is not, or that this is also part of our maybe not quite clear perception, that maybe our perception, our feeling, our judgment or evaluation of the situation is maybe still filtered. It's maybe a bit of a ridiculous statement in these days, but our life shall be like a holiday. We are visitors here. We're all on holiday here in this dream, and we shall have a good time generally. Gotta bring the happy campers back a bit because it's our nature